Naranjana Yashodanandana Rachachanaranjana Yashodanandana Rachachanaranjana Yashodanandana Rachachanaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Yamuna Tiravanachari Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayorata Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayorata Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayorata Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayorata Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Pariraj Kacharya Satvasatshambesi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Grantaraj Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to the assembly devotees, all glories to Shishi Guru and Guranga, glories to Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila chapter 24, explanation of the Atmaram verse, and we are hearing the pastime of the story of Mrigori the hunter, right? Hunter, yes. So most of you know the story. Narada Muni, a great saint, he was walking through the forest and then seeing all kind of animals lying down like half death, half alive. So there was a hunter in the forest who took pleasure in killing animals, but not only killing, but he just killed them half, so that they had to suffer more. And then, as Narada Muni, approached that hunter and confronted him. Don't you know what you're doing? This is a great sin. This will a lot of karmic reaction. You and your family will suffer. And then by the influence of Narada Muni, the hunter realized, and then said, so what should I do now? And then Narada Muni said, first of all, you break your bow. And then the hunter, how should I live? I maintain my life by killing animals and then eating the flesh. No, you just break your bow, and then I will give you instruction. So he surrendered. He broke his bow, and then Narada Muni gave him instruction. Now you should just, sell everything you have, and you go to the forest here, and you just have a cottage, have some tulsi plant, and chant Hare Krishna. How should I maintain myself? Don't worry, I will send, every day people will come and bring you something. And he did, he followed, he surrendered to the instruction of the spiritual master, he did. And then the news spread that the cruel hunter became a saint. And then everyone came there to have darshan. And people brought the boga, the rice, dal, and vegetables. And he had more than he needs, he lived very peacefully. So then, some time later, Narada Muni told to his friend, Parvata Muni, let's go and see my disciple. So they went there, and then, of course, if you see a sannyasi, saintly person, you offer obeisances, especially if it's your spiritual master. But then the hunter, Mrigari the hunter, now Mrigari the Vaishnava, he kind of hesitated to offer obeisances. Why? Because there were some ants. So he first took a piece of cloth and then he made that path clean, and then he offered obeisances. And then they were like, oh my God, see how advanced he, from killing animals in a very cruel way, now he has become very compassionate. And it's described how he offers a nice seat and washes the feet of the two saints, and so now we are in the midst of the discussion, and Parvata Muni kind of glorifies his friend Narada Muni. Just see, by your influence, this low-class person became such a wonderful Vaishnava. So that's the context. So we read. And it's kind of just the last few shlokas, but I will just read one, and we talk a bit about Sadhusanga. The right? Yes. Aho danyo si devarshe kripaya yasya tatkshanat niko pyut pulako lebe lupta koratim achute Aho danyosi devarshe kripaya yasya tatkshanat nicho pyutpulako lebe luptako rati muchyate. Aho danyosi devarshe kripaya yasya tatkshanat nicho pyutpulako lebe luptako rati muchyate. Aho danyosi devarshe kripaya yasya tatkshanat nicho pyutpalo lebe luptako. Vaishnavis. Aho danyosi devarshe kripaya yasya tatkshanat nicho pyutpalo lebe luptako rati muchyate. Aho, oh, Dhanyaja, glorified. Asi, you are. Deva Rishi, O sage among the demigods. Kripaya, by the mercy. Yasya, of whom? Tatkshanat, immediately. Nicha api, even though one is in the lowest of men. Utpulakaha, becoming agitated in ecstatic love. Lebe, gets. Luptakaha, a hunter. Ratim, attraction. Achyute, under the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Parvata Muni continued, my dear friend, Narada Muni, you are glorified as a sage among the demigods. By your mercy, even a low-born person like this hunter can immediately become attached to the Lord Krishna. Purport. A pure Vaishnava believes in the statements of the Shastra. This verse is quoted from the Vedic literature, the Skanda Purana. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Namo Bhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadavayam Tadati Svapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Paditanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktabhrind Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. It's only maybe 3-4 more shlokas. Three more shlokas left with the story, and then we continue with the discussion of the Atmaram shloka. So usually I would just read it, but next week we have His Grace Kripa Moya Prabhu with us, and I want him to talk about the same topic. So we will wait. Keep a few shlokas left, so we can hear about the power of Sadhusanga also next Sunday, because this is a very beautiful topic. I also try to just say a few words on this topic. the importance of Sadhusanga, because that's what this story illustrates, that just by the association of a Vaishnava, even a very low-class person, one who is even very sinful, can become uplifted by that saintly association. That's why the principle of Sadhusanga, Sangha meaning the association, Sadhu, the saintly person, is a very important principle on the path of devotional service. So the Bhagavatam also declares, and Satam prasangam mama virya samvido bhavanti ritkana rasayana kata tadyoshanat ashva pavarga vartmani shradavat rathir bhaktir anukramishati. This is from Kapila Shiksha. Any association of pure devotees, discussion of the pastimes and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is very pleasing and satisfying to the ear and the heart. By cultivating such knowledge, one gradually becomes advanced on the path of liberation, and thereafter he is fixed and his attraction becomes fixed. Then real devotion and devotional service begins. So satam prasangam mama virya samvido. Satam prasangam, this association, satam with the sadhus, it's viryam. What was viryam? Viryam means very powerful. Virya, it means strength, power. So this is a beautiful text spoken by Kapila Dev, because it describes what actually happens in the association and what actually association means. Association of sadhus actually means to hear Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Katha from sadhus. And that has a very powerful act on the consciousness. And as described, it's very pleasing to the ear and the heart. Because the Shabda Brahman, the transcendental sound vibration coming from the lips of a pure devotee, then enters into the heart, into the ear, and from the ear then into the heart. And there a transformation takes place. Bhakti is kind of awakened. And also this same shloka describes Shraddha Ratir Bhaktir Anukramishati. Basically it indicates the 9 stages of devotional service. That one Shraddha, faith is awakened, and then one has Sadhusanga, Bhajana Kriya, one engages in devotional service, and Artha Nivritti. And then one becomes fixed, Nishta, and then Ruchi, Ratir is described here, Bhakti, and the higher stages of Bhakti also develop. And therefore Sadhusanga is most important. And it says, how can one develop Bhakti? Because Bhakti actually is the supreme Purusha Artha. Usually in Hinduism we have Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, right? That's described. If you look at any Hindu, any book on Hinduism, what is the goal of life? Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. So you live Dharma, you live a religious life, and because of your piety you have good karma, then you get some prosperity, you get some wealth, and then Artha, and then you can enjoy Kama, you can enjoy life, and you're also pious, so you enjoy according to the injunction of the scripture, so you're enjoying in a pious way. But then when you realize actually that in itself is not giving full satisfaction to the heart, then you strive for liberation. And liberation meaning that you just become free from the cycle of birth and death. But then actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains but that as Prema Purushartham, that actually love for God, love for Krishna is the ultimate goal of life. Not just moksha, not just becoming free from suffering, but actually developing our loving relationship to Krishna, which is our, constitutional position as a soul. So that's the Durlabha Manava Janma, this rare human form of life, is meant to develop that bhakti, to develop that prema bhakti. So how can one attain such bhakti, prema? Only in the association of sadhus. It's only bhaktistu bhagavat bhakta sangena parichayate. It's described in the scriptures also. This is from the Brihad Narada Purana, where it says, Bhakti is awakened when one associates with bhaktas of Sri Bhagavan. Association with sadhu Shuddha bhaktas is attained only by the accumulation of transcendental pious activities performed over many, many lifetimes. Sukritai is described. Sukriti. It's interesting. Sukriti. Sukriti means some, like a pious deeds, or like a result of some pious deeds. And there is different kind of sukriti. There's karma unmukhi sukriti, there is jnana unmukhi sukriti, and there is bhakti unmukhi sukriti. And it means karma unmukhi sukriti means you did some pious activity in the past, and now you're also gaining some benefit from it in this life. For example, someone is, opening a hospital, or like giving money to open a hospital, or someone supports some, welfare activity. As a result, next life he will be very healthy. No, because he gave for good cause, others can get medicine. So as a result, he gets good health. That's how it works. Or then jnana, mukhi sukriti, someone is, supporting a school or a teacher, and the next life he will be very intelligent, he himself becomes a teacher. But then bhakti and mukhi sukriti actually is much more important. And that means somehow or other we were appreciating or serving a sadhu, and by that activity in the next life we get a chance to associate with sadhus, and by the association of sadhus we actually get bhakti. So whenever anyone who comes in touch with Krishna consciousness, usually someone has already been in touch with devotion previously in some way. And we also, of course, we speak of agyata sukriti, that means unknowingly sometimes we may do something. And of course that's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preaching Sankirtan mission is so important, because when we go out and chant the holy name and distribute books, people get a chance to come in touch with the Sankirtan movement, with devotional service, and they may attain some agyata sukriti. People just seeing us and saying, oh, these Hare Krishnas. They're still existing. No? They're still, I like them. No? They're bringing some color into the streets of Zurich. They're joyful, they're singing. That's nice. Well, that person that already, just by that appreciation, the person receives agyata sukriti, and then in the future, the person might get in touch with devotees and can start devotional service. And of course, the Lord, and especially the Lord's name, is so merciful that even if a person dislikes the Hare Krishna, oh, these Hare Krishnas, again, these are, strange people, I don't like them. But by saying Hare Krishna, he also gets a benefit. The holy name is so powerful that even saying jokingly or imitating or even in a negative way, the holy name has an effect. So association, somehow we have to get this association, and this association then will be the cause of our bhakti. Krishna bhakti janma mula hoya sadhusanga Krishna prema janme teno puna mukhya anga. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Mahaprabhu says, the root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. So, association is important at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. Even if someone is advanced, here it says, even if prema is awakened, still the person needs sadhusanga. Association is so crucial. So then we should have sadhusanga. So then who is a real sadhu? That's the next question. Just someone with a beard and Makar is a true sadhu. Yes, Makar is a sadhu, that's for sure. A sadhu is one who has no other desires, who is, in the language of Rupa Goswami, Anyabhilasita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. One who performs pure devotional service, one who has no other motivations, who simply wants to please Krishna he is a pure sadhu. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself actually gave an example. When he lived in Puri, he always was surrounded by very exalted Vaishnavas. No, he took the company, the friendship of Ramarana Roy, Sarup Damodar, and always associated with them very closely. So Mahaprabhu showed by his own example that association is very important. And Mahaprabhu said even that the association of my dear devotees is greater than my personal association. One should strive for that Sangha. But then also, association is not just, what does association actually mean? It's not just, sometimes you see on Facebook, me and my guru, I had Sadhusanga, me and my guru, and then, okay, but Prabhupada gives the example, a mosquito or a bug is also sitting on the lap of the king, So a mosquito also has association with the king, but actually it's only sucking the blood from the king. That example is given. So we may hanging around with sadhu, but how much association we actually have? How much do we actually get the benefit of that association? So what does association actually mean? So it says that association becomes complete if one fully surrenders onto that sadhu. Without surrender, that association is not effective. There's no benefit of actual sadhusanga if one is not surrendering onto that sadhu. So you can only get a real benefit of sadhusanga if you're completely surrendering to that sadhu and associate with him in that mood. And in the 11th canto of the Bhagavatam, it's described there. Let me see whether I have this shloka here. This is from the Uddhava Gita. Yes. Tatra Bhagavatam Dharmam Shikshed Guruv Atma Devata Amyayanuvartrityasya Tushyat Atmanato Hari. Accepting the bona fide spiritual master as one's life and soul and worshipable deity, the disciple should learn from him the process of pure devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the soul of all soul, is inclined to give himself to his pure devotee. Therefore, the disciple should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity, in such a faithful and favorable way that the Supreme Lord, being satisfied, will offer himself to that faithful disciple. So the important word here is Guruv Atma Daivata. That means the disciple accepts the spiritual master as worshipable like a deva, like a god, like a demigod. So he's accepting the spiritual master, the sadhu, in his heart as his object of worship. And by that love, by that dedication, one actually gets the true benefit of Sadhusanga. It's also stated in the Upanishads, Yasya deve para bhaktiryatha deve tata guru tasyaita kaite hyartha prakshante mahatmana. That all the revealed scriptures will be revealed in one's heart to those who have faith in both the Supreme Lord and the spiritual master. So Krishna Bhakti, Guru Bhakti, both is important. We are worshipping Krishna, we are developing faith and devotion towards Krishna, but equally we also worship Guru and develop faith and devotion into Guru. And the one who has faith in both Guru and Krishna, to him all the scripture will be revealed within his heart. And also the same text from the 11th canto also says that one should serve without duplicity, without kapatya. And that's very important because it says that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the deliverer of the most fallen, Patita Bhavan, right? Mahaprabhu. He's willing to even, go to hell and deliver someone from hell. No one can be too much fallen. Mahaprabhu is accepting everyone. That's the mercy of Mahaprabhu. But there is one but. And he's not delivering the kapatya. He's not kapatya pavan. He's not delivering those who are crooked. Someone who is duplicious, someone who is false, he's not delivered by Mahaprabhu. Only the simple. It's, what does it mean? Like in English you say crookedness. That means that you say something, but you actually think something else. Within your heart there is something else, but outside you say something. You're making a show. You're not honest. That's so simplicity, and also Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Sharalatai Vaishnava. That true Vaishnavism means to be simple-hearted. If someone has a simple heart, very honest, straightforward, like a child, that's a Vaishnava. But if someone is saying something and meaning something else, then that's not. And the example is given like, if someone is sleeping, let's say, there is time for Mangalarti, someone is still sleeping. Say, Makar, get up, it's time for Mangalarti. No, if he's actually sleeping and we're calling his name, he will get up, because he hears his name, he'll get up. But maybe he just pretends to sleep. And he doesn't want to go to Mangalarti. He wants to sleep 1 hour longer. Then you can call the name as long as you want, he never gets up, because he's just pretending to sleep. So similarly, the mercy of Mahaprabhu will not reach if you're pretending, only if you're honest. Of course, he's always getting up. But so that's important. So, and that's why sometimes people go to the spiritual master and say, "Oh, Gurudev, Dandavat, Kripa, Karo, Kripa Karo, Kripa Karo." Means, please give me mercy, please give me mercy, give me mercy, So, and that, but then but actually just saying, But inside, there is no desire to surrender whatsoever. There is no desire to serve the Guru. It's just, we just say so that we look good in front of Guru. But no, Guru is not so foolish. He understands, he knows. And that's why we should be very simple and truly, honestly surrender to the spiritual master. Because only if the spiritual master is pleased, then we will be able to attain Krishna. Yeah, every morning we sing Yasya Prashada Bhagavad Prashada, Yasya Prashada Nagati Kutopi. We sing every morning that when the spiritual master is pleased, then Krishna is also pleased. And if the sadhu, guru is displeased, then Krishna, we can't attain Krishna. So Vaishnava sadhus, or the Sadhusanga, or these sadhus, Vaishnavas, are actually the invaluable asset of the world, we can say. This is the most precious thing that is existing. It's very powerful, Sadhusanga. And in many scriptures, the glories of sadhus are described. There is here one from the Prema Bhakti Chandrika. Actually, every morning we sing this Guru Vandana prayer. Shri Guru Karuna Sindhu Adamacha Narabandhu. That's text 6. Basically, we sing text, let me see here. Yeah, we sing text 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's part of our song. But then the next shloka, which we don't sing, but which is part of the same song, says, Vaishnava charanare tu pushana koriyatanu haya hoite anubhava hoya marchana hoya bachan satasange anukana agyana abidya parayo. Those persons who are able to apply the dust from the feet of the Vaishnava as a bodily ornament will be awarded with anubhava, like genuine spiritual insight. Bhajan means cleansing of the heart, and when combined with the constant sadhusanga, all ignorance will be overcome. So it's described the dust from the feet of a sadhu. It's interesting. Like in a Western context, it's a little strange, Why should you take the dust? I mean, what kind of dust is there at the feet in the first place? are these people not washing their feet? They're not taking a shower? Why there is dust on the feet? But of course, in India, usually people sadhus walk bare feet, or they walk with some wooden shoes in the sand. Naturally, there will be always some dust on the feet. And then the idea is to touch the feet is a sign of humility, that you surrender, and then if you touch the feet and you get some of the dust which you put on your head, that's considered to be a great blessing. And the same principle is described here in the Prarthana, the songs of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Here it says, this is Vaishnava Mahima, glorification of the devotees. Thakur Vaishnava Pada Avinursa Sampada Shuni Baihane Eka Mana Ashraya Lai Bache Tara Krishna Naityaje Arasaba Mare Akarana. I have to be careful how I pronounce. We have a Bengali sitting here in the audience. Hare Krishna. I shouldn't sing, actually. The lotus feet of the saintly Vaishnavas are the greatest wealth in this world. Oh, my dear brothers, please listen attentively. One who takes shelter of the Vaishnavas and worship Krishna is never forsaken by Krishna. Others die without reason. The water that has washed the feet of a Vaishnava gives divine strength to a person engaged in loving devotional service. Nothing else is more powerful than this. The dust of the feet of the Vaishnava upon my head is the only decoration needed at a time of death. The purifying qualities of the water of the holy places are mentioned in the Puranas and at every discourse on bhakti. However, the water from the feet of a Vaishnava cannot be compared with the water from even the holy places. One's desires are fulfilled by taking this water. By associating with the Vaishnavas, one feels blissful discussing the topics of Krishna. Becoming impatient due to the forgetfulness of Krishna, Narottam Das thus laments. So, it says basically three things: the dust of the feet of a Vaishnava, the water that has washed the feet, and the Mahaprasad, the remnants of a Vaishnava. These three things are most powerful, and they can award Krishna Prema, if it's accepted from a pure sadhu. So one should be very eager to get these three. And I remember once, and also this particular song glorifies the power, even over the power of holy water. I remember once I was with some of my god brothers, and then I had some little bottle, and I was distributing some Maha water. And then one of my god brothers said, "Oh, this is Radhakund water?" And I said, "No, even better." And he looked at me. What is this? How can it be better than Radhakund water? Because Radhakund water is understood to be the most sacred pond in the world. I mean, there's nothing higher than Radhakund water. It's even more powerful than Radhakund. It's the water from the feet of our spiritual master. I still have, although my spiritual master left, almost 2006, almost 20 years now. But I still have I kept some water. So that water is, according to Shastra, is even more powerful than any Ganges water or any Tirtha, the chal from, we had Kumbh Mela. People keep some water from Kumbh Mela. But that water is even more powerful, according to Narottam Das Thakur. Yes, so that's some of the description of the power of Vaishnava. And it says that, so these Vaishnava sadhus, Jai Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Shishi, Gonetai, Gi Jai. So these Vaishnavas, they are bhushana. They are the ornaments of the world, we can say. Bhushana. They are like the ornaments. And Krishna never rejects someone who who is doing bhajan, taking shelter of sadhus. But if one is doing bhajan without taking shelter of sadhus, Krishna kicks him away. Go, get out. You're doing my bhajan without sadhus, Sanga's mercy. No interest. No. You may want to worship Krishna, Hare Krishna. You worship Krishna, but you don't take shelter of sadhus, then Krishna is not accepting your worship. Krishna is not interested in your worship. Therefore, the only boon we need to ask is to get Sadhusanga. When Bhagavan Vishnu was very pleased with the Prachetas, when they did severe penances, what did the Prachetas ask for? Sadhusanga. There is this also famous shloka. Tulayamala valena pina svargana punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya martyanam kim utashisha. So they say, what kind of benefit should we ask? We are living in this mritya loka. This place, this planet, is basically a place of death, and everyone is dying. Everything is temporary. Everything is full of suffering. So what kind of benefit should we ask for? What kind of boon should we ask? There's nothing to get in this world. Nothing which has of any meaning. So the only thing we should ask is this Bhagavat Sangi Sangasya. We should ask for the association of the Vaishnavas, the devotees of the Lord. And this benediction is even greater than attaining heavenly planets or something like that. So one should develop greed, desire to have sadhusanga. Usually, greed is something not good. We say we should not be greedy. But Narottam Das Thakur says we should engage these qualities, bad qualities. We should engage greed by becoming greedy to associate with the devotees. One should become very eager to have this association. So, and what does actually, another aspect is, what does actually Sangha mean? We said Sangha means to surrender to that sadhu. And Sadhusanga also means to imbibe the mood of that sadhu, to really understand the heart of that sadhu. What is actually in the heart of my spiritual master? And to really imbibe that mood. And what is the mood of the sadhu? Finally, it's love. They have Krishna prema. They love Krishna. They love everyone else. They are full of love and compassion. And to imbibe that mood, that is the meaning or the goal of Sadhusanga. So in this way, one should try to associate. And then also that if we are in that association, actually we are very protected. It's described that Sadhusanga is like a strong boat. What does a person who is drowning in the middle of the ocean needs? A strong boat. And what is a person needing who is drowning in the ocean of material existence? It's a strong boat of Sadhusanga. That's why the material world is compared to an ocean, and it's very difficult. There's so many problems, but if we get Sadhusanga, then it's compared like a strong boat. And then in this way, we are saved. And if we are in the Sadhusanga, then basically all our ignorance, all our doubts, all our anarthas, everything is removed just by being in that association. And therefore, this is the greatest blessings that we can have. I'll just read one more shloka, and then I think we will come to an end. This is Dhruva Maharaj offering prayer to Lord Anantadev. He says, "O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly, as the waves of a river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nescience ocean of material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing fire-like dangers." So again, the same example is given. Material world is like, sometimes described like a forest fire, samsara davana, but here it's described like an ocean, the ocean of ignorance, and it's very difficult to overcome that ocean. But in the association of devotees, it's possible. And then Dhruva is very convinced. He says, "It will be very easy for me For I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existing. So Dhruva says, I will become mad. I will become like crazy. Mad after what? Mad after Krishna Katha. And Srila Prabhupada gives a beautiful purport where he says that just like a drug addict, one who is addicted to drugs, he is mad after getting his drugs. So, and that's very intense. I mean, of course, that's a very miserable situation. It's a negative example, but it's a very miserable situation. But an addicted, he's really, he can't think of anything else. He really needs it, right? That's a certain urgency is there, and very intensity is there. So Prabhupada says, the same intensity one should have to hear Krishna Katha. I mean, how many of you this morning, before the class started, had such an intense greed? Let me hear Krishna Katha. Most probably not, right? Oh, Krishna Prema is giving class. When is time for breakfast? So, but here it says one should become mad to hear. Especially from great personalities, we should listen. From sadhus, then that hearing will have more effect. But that's the thing, we should become greedy, we should become eager to have association, and we should become very greedy to listen Krishna Katha. And that will be the proper medicine to overcome all the problems. And then there's more to say, basically that some people say, well, the problem is that there is no sadhus here, I don't find sadhus, some say. But actually, this is, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that as there is always a sun and a moon in the universe, there is always sadhus. There is always sadhus on the planet. There is no time where there is no pure devotees on the planet. So if one is sincere and honest, one will be able to find. But one has to be sincerely crying and desiring. And it's not so easy to see sadhus. Sometimes, an example given of Pundarik Vidyanidhi and others, you may not recognize a sadhu. But in order to recognize sadhu, one should ask the Lord for mercy. And in Krishna from within, who sees our sincere desire, he will reveal and will show us who is actually a true sadhu. And then by that, Sadhusanga, one will be able to attain perfection. So the story in the Chaitanya Charitamrita we're reading is a wonderful example. Narada Muni meets the Mrigari the hunter, and by the association of Narada Muni, Mrigari attains perfection. And we're all very fortunate because we all came in touch with His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So by coming in touch with Srila Prabhupada, we're all, and of course by his sincere followers and our spiritual masters, we were very blessed to also have Sadhusanga, and in this way make some progress. Hare Krishna. Any comments or questions? Yes. Yes, this is also one type of sadhusanga, of course. Associating through hearing and reading Shastra. It says if you read a book, you basically associate with the author, right? Because the author puts all his consciousness into the book, and if you read that book, you actually get influenced by the author. And of course Prabhupada is a very transcendental author. So reading Prabhupada's books is very, very powerful, and certainly is a wonderful way to associate with a sadhu. At the same time, Prabhupada himself, when we read the book, then Prabhupada also states that one should also associate with a living sadhu. Just like no one can become a doctor just by reading medical books, but one has to go to the university, learn from the professor, and then get approved as a medicine, like a doctor. So similarly, we have the books, and we have to study the books, but then we should also approach the professor of the university, which is the guru, and he explains us the deeper meaning of the book. So sadhu, I mean, we know there's two kind of Bhagavat. There is Grantha Bhagavat and Bhakta Bhagavat. There's the book Bhagavat and the person Bhagavat. So ideally we take advice or help from both, from the Grantha Bhagavat and from the Bhakta Bhagavat. Then our life will be perfect. Yeah. Yes.
Correct to understand so that because in my case, for example, we have very good wishes for is it so, as you said, like the devotee is actually more merciful than Lord Chaitanya, and people can make advancement even more. Lord Chaitanya actually doesn't like to approach these kind of people.
Yeah, of course we can always. I guess we could say like that. There is Mahaprabhu is known, Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Premarupa is the most munificent form of the Lord. But then it says that Nityananda is even more merciful than Gauranga, because Nityananda is just completely intoxicated. He's just mad, and he's just giving mercy to everyone without considering. Although even that same attribute is also given to Mahaprabhu, but with Nityananda it's even more. And the sadhus, the gurus, they are actually expansions of Nityananda. So in a way, they're very merciful. And we see, some of our spiritual masters, they're just initiating, giving mercy to everyone without so much discrimination. That's certainly an aspect of mercy. But for us, it's important to remember that if we want to attract, because it says Mahaprabhu has flooded the whole world with Krishna Prem. That's described. So then, why are we also... have we been inundated by that prema? Are we swimming in the ocean of prema? Most probably not yet. Why not? So we have to become proper containers to receive that mercy. The mercy is there, but we need to open ourselves to receive it. And in order to receive, we need to be simple at heart, and we need to be humble. So these descriptions are there for us to understand what should be the proper attitude to receive the mercy. But yeah, Sadhu Gurus are very merciful, and they may even give us some mercy, although we are a little crooked. But to receive more mercy, we should be simple. I would say like that. Make sense? Or maybe you like to add something yourself? No? Okay. Yes. Krishna.
Say something and it's actually not really true, but we don't even notice it if it was. Should we then run back to the person and like, yeah, because it's rooted in myself. I sometimes tell something and I don't even notice.
Yeah, sometimes. I think we all notice sometimes, I don't know, someone is asking, how many people were at the program? 30 people, but actually there were only 20 or 15. We're just saying something to look good or something, and then afterwards, why did I say like this? Actually, it's not true. It just came out of my tongue. I just said it, but actually, it's not true. So to recognize that's already the first step. If you're introspective enough to realize that sometimes I say something which is not proper, that's already good. That's the first step. And yeah, if you're brave enough to go to the person, I think actually there were only 15 people at the program somehow. Yeah, you can do that. Most important is that you recognize, and then you can try to correct yourself for the next time.
If you have difficulties in your spiritual life, usually the first thing is that you don't know to do something. How do you react when you see that people
Yeah, that's often.
What should we do if we see this tendency in ourselves and we have to know that we actually
I believe it's in the same purport that I just mentioned about Prabhupada, where he says we should become mad, we're very eager to listen to Krishna Katha, in that same purport Prabhupada says, if someone thinks he can practice Krishna consciousness aloof or alone, not in the association of the members of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness, basically in the association of devotees, this is a hallucination. Hallucination. This is you can't practice bhakti just alone. We need association. So even sometimes we maybe don't like the association of devotees, or we should always remember that we need help from others. So yeah, sometimes we may need a little break of the association, that's okay. But we should always return, and that's why it's so important to have really close friends. Because sometimes we associate, and then, especially in the ashram, we don't choose with whom we are sharing the rooms. People are just put together and we have to tolerate and accept. And we can't be friends with everyone. That's just normal. But we should have some friends. And these friends should be such deep friendships, even if we lose faith in the process, even if we run away from the devotees, that person we never give up, because the relationship is so deep. And that will save us. Even if it's one person. And then, of course, friendship means we have to invest also. It's not, sometimes people, I don't have friends. Well, we have to also invest into relationship. Okay, I think last question then. Yeah, you had a question. Yeah. What is your name again? Daria. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
I was wondering, you mentioned that it should be simple and honest, but do you also potentially be honest? Because sometimes you can be very reactive, and in that moment, speaking the truth and letting people you're being very honest, but then maybe
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why also in the Gita Krishna explains that one should speak in a way, one should speak the truth, but nevertheless it should be in a gentle way, not hurting. Only speaking what is actually necessary, what is helpful, what is truthful, and in a way that nobody hurts. So one should be careful with that. Yeah. How to develop the greed to hear, by hearing. Prabhupada says, if you associate with the drunkards, you will also become drunkards. If you associate with the devotees, you also become devotees. You associate with Yamuna. She's very eager to listen, and she's also taking notes, and she's studying. So if you associate with her, you will also develop more taste in that. That's for sure. Very well. Okay, thank you very much. Grantaraj Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol, Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, Vancha Kalpatarubhascha Jai. He sings all day. He sings like 6. Ah, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, is there a, I think,
But at one we have the Dhamma session.
Huh?
At one we have the Dhamma session.
I don't know.
no, he's not teaching today.
Yes.
Yesterday was his last day teaching. Maybe he will teach you.
Maybe he didn't thought of it. Maybe he didn't thought of this.
Just
program.
one.
Before he said,
Every day he will ask him, "Good morning, Baba." I don't know why. Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu.
Jai Krishna, Chaitanya, I can't go higher than that.
If you want that, I can.
Huh?
If you want, I can.
You can sing personally. I'm not singing. No, you need it. You need it. Brother, you need it.
No, I don't need it. Rama
from a distance, right? It's just, yeah. No. So for Kurtos, when I was going slow, right, you have to like.
But it's very difficult to pick for even for me. Can I play?
He knows also.
Let's take Prashadam.
You want Prashad? Okay, okay. We do it after.